she's back from outer space. I came back here to see that set up on your face. Oh, I should have changed the lock. No, I should have left the key. If I'd known just for 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now I. What's up, dude? I'm back. Back from that really long trip. Woo! I know all of you lining up today. You're like, gee, that frosted guy. Shush, phone, no one asked you. That frosted guy, what a dude. We're finding a megalodon today, apparently. I'm an idiot. Give me a second. You gotta get excited about finding megalodons nowadays. Because you never know when you're gonna need to find one. But for argument's sake, let us actually name this correctly. My apologies, my dude. So we're gonna oh, fix, fix. All right, that was a live fix. Look at that. Week 20, actually, yeah. Well, technically it's week 23, but I couldn't do the channel reviews last week because I kind of wasn't even near a computer except my laptop. My laptop's not strong enough to push the bird. How is everyone doing today? Doing good? Doing fine? Talking to a wall? So, I had a very educational weekend. I got to watch a very good seminar that was done by Daryl Lee. Oh my God, that dude knows his stuff. And I'm about to drop a big video on my own channel to show you guys what I found. And I'm going to be doing my own little master class because not only did Daryl drop a big knowledge bomb, but so did Matt Pat. And I love everything that they taught us. So I'm going to upload both those videos to the channel, but then I'm going to be sending them out to Freedom because there's a lot of information you can definitely learn from it. And then I'm also going to do my own master class. So I'm going to take the ideas from both videos and boom, make them a video of mine. But I'm not going to just post it on my own channel. Oh, no, no, no. I'm definitely going to give that video to MGN here because y'all need to learn. And I'm going to be giving that video to Freedom as well because that is a very, very important educational learning thing that I went through. I learned so much. My audio is coming in funny like how? Funny like a clown? Can't hear myself. So give me a second. I learned so much. My audio is coming in funny like how? Funny like a clown? Can't hear myself. So hold on. I learned so much. Coming through the wrong mic. I have too many mics, my dudes. I got this mic, that mic, this mic, this mic. Coming through the wrong mic. That's better. That's better. The only reason you guys could even hear me at all, my Oculus Rift is actually sitting right here, and we were going through my Rift audio. And my Rift's like, what do you say? I can't quite hear you. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't want to hear myself talk anymore. I have too many mics, my dudes. How was the vacation? How was the vacation? That's a good question. It was half vacation, half business. But I can definitely say on the business end, very informational, and I can't wait to make everyone the videos about the information that I learned because it is super valuable. Yeah, I'm glad you've been seeing all the posts. I've been taking pictures like a madman, sent them out to people, but they never posted them up on the Twitter. But oh well, I guess that's how this works nowadays. But that's fine. But I've been posting my own stuff, so it was bleh. Also, as far as the vacation part, we went to Disneyland a lot. We were there 5 days. And over all the time we were walking, it was ridiculous. Crystal had her little Fitbit on. And according to Fitbit, we did like about 10 miles of walking each day we were there. So that's 50 miles of walking. And I tell you, buddy, my bunions are burning. I actually, on the second day, it was pretty bad. I ended up getting a blister on the bottom of my foot from just the friction. And only because I'm not used to walking 10 miles a day. I usually walk about 3. So we went and almost quadrupled that. And I did it on every day. Yeah, so I noticed there's this big old blister forming on the bottom of my foot, so I had to do some self-surgery, which is awesome, really great. I found out I know exactly where my epidermis is on my foot, and I know exactly how to poke it without puncturing any blood, so that's good.
I had to pop the blister because there was just no way I could walk around with that big old bulgy thing on the bottom of my foot hurting like that. So that was awesome. And then everything came out, and then 3-4 days later, the blister came back, and I popped it again. But it's fun. It's fun. It's so much fun. That was my morning wake up call. It's just like, okay, well that hurts a lot, so it's time to go get the needle. Um, but the vacation itself, I mean, I couldn't finna perform surgery on yourself. It's what I do. I mean, like, I'd show you guys, but I'm not even sure how well that'll come out. Like, okay, I think you guys could see that. We got get some the foot cam right there. Look at that guy, just hanging out right there. Yeah, that sucked. It's not as bad as it was, but it is still prevalent. Yeah, that was fun. Also, it definitely helps that, like, when I was a kid, I burnt all the nerves on the bottom of my feet off. Off. Right, burnt them pretty bad. When I used to live in Arizona, so, like, what happened? I was a kid. I was living in an apartment complex. They had a pool. I stupidly forgot my sandals, and I had to walk across asphalt in Arizona. And asphalt in Arizona, for those of you who don't know, can reach anywhere between 160 to almost 200 degrees. You could literally fry an egg on that, and my stupid self thought it'd be a cool idea to walk across the asphalt barefooted, and I burnt the bottom of my feet off. They were actually stuck to it. Was pretty bad. It was pretty gross. So if it's surface punctures on my feet, I can't feel them, and I can't feel too much in the way of difference in hot and cold now. So that's cool. That's cool. That's why when I step on a thumbtack in here, I'm like, ow, not, oh God. So yeah, that's a thing. Sup, Fadiella. So yeah, that's been pretty much. It was fun. We got to go on Disney. I was freaking. We had fun doing. I was messing with some people on the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster because I'd be standing in the back of the room doing Rocket's voice. So it's cool. It's cool, and I got a lot of sun too, so I'm a little bit more tan. Watch that farmer's tan go up, boom, white as a driven snow. All right, so let's see. Okay. So as I said, on my own channel, I'm about to drop a Daryl Eves video. And for those of you who don't know who that is the god guru of YouTube. He knows everything and anything and everything you need to know about algorithmic views, generating from thumbnails or any type of traffic thing. He guy is a goddamn legend. So I highly encourage when that video goes up on the channel, which might be tonight or might be tomorrow morning, to definitely check it out. Also, all the cool faces I got to meet too. That was awesome too. I got to meet a lot of nice faces. I got to meet Boogie. He's a cool dude. I met him twice. He was hanging out with a bunch of people I met, and then caught him roaming around in the downtown Disney. He was rolling around down there, so we had a good conversation about it. And he wants to see that video when it pops up too, so it's cool. I got to meet Boogie, and I also got to meet Matt Pat. So that's a lot of fun. It was a good weekend. I was all smiles, except when I had to leave, because I hate Buffalo. So that's a thing right now. So let's go to your channel. Yeah, Last Man Kicking was free yesterday, and I was flying on a plane. Bunch of jerks. Now I gotta buy it, or I'm gonna have to contact the guy, because that is a fun looking game. All right, where are you, Cruz? All right, fix everything. No, I'm joking.
Hey, everybody.
So I learned a lot about. I got my channel review twice. Once from TubeBuddy, which was a really informative review, and the other one which was from vidIQ, which is the program I use to see all your stuff. I might be making a change to TubeBuddy, by the way. Just don't tell vidIQ I'm cheating on them, especially since they handed me a power pack for my phone. But one of them wants to work with me and the other one doesn't. So, okay, so let's continue. I should probably pop this out. I got my channel review twice. Should have recorded them, but at the same rate, there was a lot of information that was being shown that I would rather you guys not know. So let's do this. It was funny because fun fact, TubeBuddy is about to drop a program that does channel reviews, and they mention a lot of things that I already mentioned. Though I found some issues and I brought them to their attention, which is why they want to work with me. Sage, you were on the list? Oh, you don't want to be on the list. Gotcha. Cruz, let's talk about this banner. We need to get more excitement in this banner. Not so much more that there's, like it's distracting. I see you got your high-pitched voice and Snivy and Pikachu dude. And that's cool and all, but I kind of feel like a new, something to kind of identify the programming all together. Something to kind of make the background and the foreground jump together. You know? Just get it to jump up together. Next, let's take a look at these front page. Looking all right. All right, that's everything I want to see, which is awesome. It's looking good. Let's take a look about that About section. By the way, IGTV came out. I saw Instagram TV came out. There was a big thing about it at the convention. They had a whole booth that was just nothing but Instagram TV. I couldn't get in it because it was always packed. There was like 30,000 people showed up. It was ridiculous. It was my only complaint about the convention in its total is there were 2 buildings. Well, there's 3 tracks, but there was 2 buildings this year. Usually every track's in the same building, but the convention center actually made a new building, which was cool for them. Not so cool, though, for the tracks. So the tracks went like this. It went creators. It went community, creator, then industry. And that's how it used to be stacked in the convention. So community was on the first floor, creators were on the second, and industry were on the third. However, this year, it was creators, industry, and over in the other, it was community, industry, and over in the other building was creators. Now that bothered me a little because that means all the creators were apart from their community, which is bad. In my personal opinion, because as a YouTuber, what makes up your channel? It's the community. Why would you put them in a separate building altogether? You have no way to like pass your cards out or talk about your channel to them because they're in a whole freaking other building. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Oh, not 30,000 people at the booth, 30,000 people in the convention. So you can imagine it was a little packed. Not as packed as Tana's. Okay, but hello YouTube, my name is John Cruz, and I'm making Pokemon Mystery Dungeon still animations in real life for everyone's enjoyment. Nice description. What's the difference between a community area and a creator area? The community area will only have things that, like, it's just fun stuff where they can walk around on the floor, potentially go watch some panels where YouTubers talk about themselves or their life, which is kind of cool. Community, the creator section, not as packed as Disney, no. But the creator path has a whole bunch of like little panels that you could actually learn stuff in. Though I find that when you go to the creator section, because the creators teach the creators, which is good and bad at the same time. Yo, Psycho Numps, but it's good and bad at the same time. Not as packed as Disney. No, Disney almost reached their capacity the other day, which was kind of cool too. But it was also really a pain in the butt to get to any like things. You don't know how to do that. My best suggestions there. Kroozie says he doesn't know how to make exciting channel art. Go to your favorite channels and see what they do for their channel art. I'm not saying mimic them, but see what works, and then go look at other channels that are successful channels. Something that on there that might be able to, I don't know, tell you what it would look like. So for example, let's look at the odd ones out. There's a lot that can be said about all of these things. So we look at the odd ones out, and immediately we can tell by looking at the front page. I'm going to use him as an example that he's a cartoonist. He's a caricaturist. Caricaturist? That works. He's a cartoonist. He's a caricaturist. He draws something that you'd be expecting to see on the channel. There's also leaves empty space to kind of give the idea that it's on paper. So it gives you the idea that he's an animator. Then we go to his actual font and text. The font actually gives me the idea that I'm about to look at some comics. It's sort of fun. It's comic-y. It's got this weird. It's got this sort of not wacky, but unique look to it that kind of resonates to me that I'm about to watch this guy who does animations and comics. It kind of gives that resonance. Then it's not actually like blurted out with a whole bunch of extra stuff. He's pretty straightforward to the point, but he actually adds a little fun to it. So he has his little characters and different faces and mouths that they make, and the animation in the background. It's actually quite well laid out. Quite well laid out. So I would definitely like take that as an example. Or I know we could always go to another bigger one. Let's go to Game Theory. How's that? Then we'll go to Game Theory, Matt Pat's one. And oh, by the way, congrats! Congrats to Matt Pat for getting his 10 million subscriber diamond play button. You can see where this again, in spite the fact that it's a theorist channel. So we look at it, it's all theory, so we can see that it's coming out of his head. He got the bubbles, and it's all based on games, which are predominantly in the banner. By the way, he did recently redo this banner, hence the reason why Monica and Kindergarten something is here too. But you can also tell that theory is also put into play when he also adds the little extra math and whatnot. It's actually really well laid out and really well put. And I kind of like the balancing on the banner itself. What do you mean I'm not showing the example? Wait, what? Oh, my apologies, dude. This opened up in another damn window and I didn't catch it. Anyways, got Matt Pat. That's obviously the main focus on this channel is Matt Pat. So that's why he's also included in the thumbnail. Then it's Game Theory. So they obviously balanced it out with with showing theory is something that you make up in your head in terms of proving or disproving some sort of belief in terms of something. In this particular case, you can see that he has characters in it, which obviously Game Theory pops in, and then he has little numbers and whatnot to actually make it a little more fun and dance. Oh my gosh, the other one shut up. The other one I'm talking about was the Odd Ones Out right here. You finally got Battle Royale and Squad. Awesome. Congrats. It's hard. It's very hard. See, this Daryl Leaves. This is the guy I recorded. It's kind of cool stuff. It's true he only uses Adobe Premiere just like me, but I also use After Effects, which is great, but I've watched your stuff and I'm not exactly sure what you use After Effects for. So that's where my confusion comes from, why you would use After Effects if you Premiere. I'm not exactly sure what the After Effects falls into play. I finally got Battle Royale. Congrats. Can you please tell me why this one video I made got so many views? He has the name of it, Meloda, inside Iris's body swap. Lighting effects. You know you could do lighting effects in Premiere as well. And I've been watching your stuff. I've never seen a lighting effect, but I guess it's because I haven't seen too many altogether. And you can actually make a teleporting effect by squishing the character down while using the cropping tool. It's interesting. But going further, my videos are about two superpowered Pokemon known. You should actually use the spelling of 2, not the number 2. Anything 10 and under, you should use the spelling. I believe that's how it works, and then beyond that, you should use the numbers. Yeah, I know. Oh, lightning. Okay. They get sent to the human world and meet a character known as Blackie Cruz, whom later becomes their guardian. Now the Kroozie-way Jays live at 702 Liberty Lane and become the superpower, blah, blah, blah. New episodes 1 to 3 times a month. Update videos are uploaded at random times. Now that should be different. That should actually have a schedule. You should at least have some sort of update video at some point in time that's scheduled to come out every week. That way your fans can actually keep up and know what you're about to do or what you're trying to do. Let's see what else. List of characters, supporting characters, villains, Big Red, Joseph Potter, Maniquaza, and Pikachu Bros. Okay. Then you got Facebook and Kroozie-way Jays wiki. I still don't see a Twitter for some reason. I would definitely recommend getting one. As I said, you're kind of off the grid there. Your Twitter pictures are all right, but let's see what you could be doing better. You didn't get any engagement on here, and we have to ask ourselves why. So hashtag get SML to make a crossover with KJ27. First off, this is very hard to read. I've had an SML idea stuck in my head, and then you got hashtag something really big that no one's going to hashtag look at. So if there is something you could do to add more to those hashtags, or maybe even at somebody on that, especially like SML, that might actually, Super Mario Logan, if you add him on that, you might get a better response. If you're putting a random hashtag in there that no one's going to type in because no one's going to even know what the heck it is, because honestly, I mean, like, we're still baby channels, so if I type in hashtag Frosted Fricks on there, no one's going to type that in on Instagram. They don't care. Get more integrated with your hashtags. Actually, like, mix them up a bit more, because the hashtag you got on there is not searchable. I wouldn't have deleted your Twitter, honestly. You should be active on it. You should be active on all social media, especially you as an animator. And on Twitter, that's very important. Facebook, still not exactly sure how well that's going to give you a return at the moment. I know they're working on some things that it's going to be interesting in the future. I'm not exactly sure how they'll work as competitors to YouTube. It's going to be quite an interesting thing when it finally comes to fruition. But yeah, you could hashtag the mess out of your stuff. So really hashtag the crap out of your Instagram. Let's see. You got your DeviantArt. You got a wiki page? That's interesting. See, I can't write a wiki page to save my life. Maybe one day I'll learn how to write a Wikipedia article, and we'll just call it the Frosted Fricks history. By the way, guys, the video is going to pop up on my channel later today. Is going to be my 800th video. Ooh, luxurious. It's going to be crazy. And it's stupid informative. I'm super excited. You know what was funny about that video? I guess a YouTube exec overheard me talking about it to another group of people, and they want to see it too. So I'm super excited. But let's continue. Let's go to your playlist. Let's take a look at how those are looking. Now you still got the texting story. If this is new, I understand why there'd be one, but this doesn't appear to be new. Also, episodes with multiple antagonists. It might not be necessarily a good playlist, mainly due to the fact that it's just not something people will look for. You got a series. Yeah, you got a series that I don't know how many videos long it is. You got Kroozie-way Jays Complete Season 2. That's a good that's a good playlist. You got Kroozie-way Jays Complete Season 1. I'm not sure if people are going to be looking up these particular character arcs, but just something to think about. Yeah, I wish I knew how to do wikis. As I said, we could finally make a wiki page for Frosted Fricks. So every time I ask Alexa here who's Frosted Fricks, they don't automatically assume I'm Frosted Flakes and tell me I should go high five Tony the Tiger. Let's take a look at these videos. Now you got a certain theming to your videos themselves, which isn't entirely. Shadow, I believe you're on the list. Yeah, you're on the list, my dude. As far as the thumbnails go, you got a lot of empty space. Now, I'm going to be going more in depth on thumbnails, especially as of recent, how I found out how thumbnails could 100% affect your channel. 100%. It's not even slightly. Your thumbnails will 100% affect your channel. Now, the issue you're running into on your thumbnails is your characters are too small. There's too much empty space, and there's not enough that kind of separates them from all the other ones. Now, let me explain. Here on the nice list. Now let me explain how that works. thumbnail. This is going to be a mixture of both Matt Pat's discussion and Daryl's discussion, where Matt Pat discussed the human psychology when it comes to thumbnails. So when we look at a thumbnail, we look at it for a couple reasons. One big reason, though, is faces. Human mind identifies a face better than anything else, and right side up face obviously is going to be something that the human mind can identify better. The next thing I want to say, as a primarily speaking English speaking channel, you'll notice that we read from, well, not you notice, but you know that primarily speaking English countries read the left to right, left down, right down. What you want is maybe positioning your titles a little closer to the left, or having something to lead someone to from the left to the right so they can get the entire thumbnail. Now, what I mean by that is I'm going to open up a game theory. What is this? I'm going to open. I don't care. I'm going to open up his thing and show you what I mean by the thumbnails. So what he does is he always finds a way. He always finds a way to direct your eye from left to right. So there's a couple different things. If you look at this one right here, which is, by the way, I gotta watch this. You'll look at Natsuki's character. There's a couple of things that are leading your eyes from the left to the right. And what's cool about that is the psychology behind it. When you look at this thumbnail, you're looking at the entire thing, which makes you want to click more. So how does that work? We look at Natsuki as in general. We identify with faces more than anything. But he takes Natsuki's eyes and points them towards Yuri's eyes to have us direct our attention to her. And by driving our attention further over there, they have the arm of Natsuki grabbing on to Yuri and actually holding her. So it kind of like, it's a whole story-driven narrative on just a thumbnail. And you want that, because what happens is she's looking from left to right, which also lands our eyes and our attention right on the title of the thumbnail, which makes us, of course, psychologically want to click it. It's actually pretty cool. Again, Fortnite. You're looking at it, the character again, left to right. The Fortnite character's eyes are going left, which are driving us to look at Phoenix Wright, and you ride her eyes along the arm of Phoenix Wright, which brings you to Phoenix Wright, which again makes you read both the title and subcontext of the video. It's really smart. There's a lot to be said about that. So just things to think about that. Thumbnail psychology is huge, and I can't wait to give you guys that video either, because again, all these things that I learned this weekend. Again, I want to make a video just talking about them, but all these things I learned this weekend, you could only find on the industry pass, which is weird because this is the type of information me as a creator would love to know. And this, like, just the psychology of thumbnails, like right here, your Joseph Potter's theme song, I wouldn't unnecessarily click on it because I, 1, can't read the title, 2, can't really identify with the character, and 3, with all the mess on it, it kind of just looks like digital vomit. No offense on that, but it does. It kind of just looks like something slapped together. You want to kind of tell a story with your videos. You want to try to tell a story with your pictures, and you honestly have no idea how much thumbnails affect your channel. It's huge. Now, not only do thumbnails affect your channel, but so do titles. Titles are big play in your videos too. That's interesting. But let's talk about this title. I didn't know Pikachu was seeing. Well, apparently Snivy is too. Your title goes to KWJ's first movie trailer sneak peek #1 extended. I I didn't see one on there to begin with. Maybe I was just going crazy. Yeah, I didn't see the first one, so I'm not sure why slapping on the term extended really helped in this particular case. Again, always be careful with abbreviations for titles. Abbreviations are going to be a little hard to search up, especially if someone doesn't know the abbreviation for the channel. Obviously, Kroozie-way Jays are going to lead us right to your channel, but again, abbreviations right now, as your channel grows, you want to stay away from them as much as possible. Try to be more specific on what you're talking about when it comes to thumbnails. Well, not thumbnails, titles. Titles are very, very important to your channel. The more relevant they can be towards your tags and description, the better. Keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the description. Just like the shorter version of the sneak peek, the trailer starts off with Pikachu with a high-pitched noise using Superstar to match Big Red's strength, as Big Red has 4 Chaos Emeralds. He's in his semi-super form, so that's why the Kroozie-way Jays are using the Superstar. So, after the transformation, the Kroozie-way Jays fly into Big Red at great speed, causing him to drop 4 Chaos Emeralds. Right when Pikachu tries to finish off Big Red, it wears off. Okay, but as this is the extended, it also shows what happens after it wears off. Pikachu falls down. Okay, now when it comes to like trailers and teasers, you don't want to give too much information away. And what this is less of a description and more of a play-by-play. I feel like I'm listening to Jerry the King Lawler telling me exactly how John Cena is being chokeslammed by The Undertaker. You don't necessarily need to be that descriptive of what's going on. Explain what the Kroozie-way Jays are. Explain what this trailer is about, and then explain when we're to expect this movie. Let's see. You got PMD parody, the Kroozie-way Jays, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in real life, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in real life. You did it twice. You only need the first one. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in real life YouTube series, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon superheroes, PMD superheroes, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon parody, which I believe is better than real life parody. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fan series, that's nice. The high pitched voice Snivy, KJBJs. Obviously, no one else is going to have those. Just the tag Pikachu might work as well. The high pitched voice Snivy. You won't necessarily meet this one, since this one also envelops this one. KWJ's movie. KWJ Big Red and the Chaos Emeralds. Alright. And then you could also do something like Sonic fan video. Something along that line that might actually add to the tags. Alright. Man, there's more talent than a short version. Nice. Curse you, Kroozie-way Jays. I'll make you never leave this town alive. Really hilarious. Enjoyed recording that. I am bad. I am evil. I am Big Red. Alright. Cool. Talk back to Ryan. I know it's been 9 hours, but you responded to the other guys rather quickly too. Does it decrease? No, it actually definitely helps. Because it adds more of you in the entirety of it. And on top of that, putting links to your social media in the description also helps people find your social media. That's great, because not everyone's going to visit the About section. I visit the About section all the time because I want to learn about who I'm watching, but not everyone's going to visit the About section. So that's also a great way to also put your social media out there. But that should be my recommendations, my dude. I would definitely start working on your thumbnails. And the video I'm about to put out that's by Daryl, is going to recommend you work on your thumbnails from your old videos too. Don't touch any of the SEO. Don't touch none of that. Don't touch none of the metadata. Just change the thumbnails. Work on the thumbnails with the newfound knowledge you have of thumbnails, and see what happens. It's going to be interesting. But those are my recommendations, my dude. I definitely hope they help. All right, and I forgot to get your channel up in there. And of course, always be careful.
Hey, everybody.
You never know what's going to happen. All right. ShadowFan82, are you still here, my dude? I'm actually going to be going into my older videos and actually changing my thumbnails, honestly. With the amount of information I learned. Oof. 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 Thumbnails are going to be a fun thing for me. ShadowFan? Hello? Art thou here? And my video's still editing. Oh, it just finished. Okay, cool beans. Is it really done? Let me just check where it went. Let's see. We probably dropped off in less 3. Or not. Where did you go? Give me a second. I lost the video. Oh, okay. There you are. You're sitting on a surface. View large icons. I hate when it goes to small icons. Boom. Ow. Yeah, I had to do a little bit of editing, but nothing much because I didn't want to take away anything from it. Wait, no. Cancel. All right, now I know where that is. All right, as I'm unsure to start dropping on my social media links in the description. Yeah, because I like even here on MGN we put social media in our description. So I really wish they put their Twitter in there. Let's see, ShadowFan82. I'm gonna leave that open for research purposes.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen?
Quick thing. Now, as an animator, I kind of expect a little bit better for banner. So your branding needs a little bit of work. It's very blown up. It's oversized. It's pixelated in a couple places in the background as far as that goes. Doesn't really set me up to believe this is an animation channel. I'm seeing a lot of conflicting information. I'm seeing like I look at this and go, oh, this is a gaming channel, less an animation channel. On top of that, it's, as I said, the images in the background very pixelated, and it's not really, they don't really mush together too well. So you probably want to redo this. And on top of that, the word art that's from Microsoft Word that you're using for the title probably doesn't stick out so well. Doesn't tell me I'm actually sitting here watching a cartoony station. I feel like I'm about to read a book report I did when I was in the 2nd grade. So I definitely recommend reworking the type of font you want to use. Maybe something a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting. You could even use the Crash font. I believe there is a format out there for it somewhere. You could even use that if that's something that might be up your alley. All right, well, that's where you might cause a little confusion to people watching your channel. Mixture of animation and gaming is a huge mix, especially since you might have your you might be getting the wrong attention on 2 different fronts. So, for example, on my channel at one point in time, I did voice acting comics, but I realized that people who came for the voice acting comics didn't like watching my gaming content because it didn't mix, and vice versa. So I moved that to its own channel. I'm not saying overpopulate your life with different types of things, but what I am saying is that you definitely need to work on the concept of having to separate one thing from the other, especially if one thing gets a better response than the other thing. So in my case, believe it or not, my my voiceover videos get a huge response compared to my gaming videos, which is both sad and eye-opening, but it's informational, and I liked what I heard from that. Who's good at making Sims thumbnail art? Sims. Who makes the Sims again? Who makes that? It's a company that charges a lot for extra features. EA. There it is. It's how I remembered it. Now, your front page should be filled out a little bit more. I want to see playlists. I want to see individual playlists. I want to see maybe your popular uploads. Really fill this out. Give us an idea you have more than just a line of stuff. That way we can start identifying a little bit better with what you got. What? It's how I remembered him. Hey guys, it's ShadowFan82 here. On this channel, you'll see gameplay footage along with animation done by the Anime Studio Pro 10 and SFM. Not exactly telling us what type of animation footage we should be expecting, not really explaining what type of gaming content we should be expecting, also not really descriptive on who you are as an individual, what got you in animation, why do you do animation, why do you do the things you do, and what do you do here that makes you more do. Yeah. What is it here that makes us want to click this? I'm also looking at your links here. I also want to see a upload schedule. That's a big thing. I'm looking at your links here. You got a Daily Motion link, which is interesting because I didn't know people still go there. You got your MySpace account, which fits with your Daily Motion. Joking, you don't have a MySpace account here, but you could have a Zynga, or even better, Blogger. So, there's some things that could be worked on, but you definitely need to get on more social media, like your Twitter and Instagram. You got DeviantArt here, which is great, but I'm not going to click on it because I'm not dumb, and I don't know what I'm going to see on there. Not saying that you might be a deviant yourself, but there are other people on there that are a little devious and might not necessarily be made to be PG-13 or 45. I'll put you in Sims. Oh, man. Just make me the one that gets angry at everything. Eventually, I'll just set myself on fire. That's what usually happens. But you definitely need to get on more social media like Instagram and Twitter, especially with they're currently trending in the media. So you would want to get on that. I mean, like my last few posts with Instagram have actually been quite responsive as of late. So we'll go to me real quick. Look at that. This is my favorite picture. I like this was great. I really enjoyed meeting Matt Pat. Matt's a short guy and he's slightly taller than me. Just throwing that out there. That way you guys get an idea how tall I am. I'm teeny. I'm teeny tiny. And this is actually a former Freedom partner who found me, and he knows exactly how tall I am. And I'm shorter than him too. So it's okay. I'm a teeny person. But I was also having fun on Instagram by sharing other things. Like we had fun meals at Disney. These were really awesome, and I love this cake. Nom 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 nom. And I was on coffee, and we played in a Nerf thing, and there's a game of life for dead people. Lost me there. New Pixar Pier going up. There's a gnome outside of the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Why? Who knows? But it's there. But the response I generally been receiving on them is pretty good comparative to how I used to post on Instagram, which was never. It did. But the funny part is, if you bite into this, it's actually peanut butter and jelly. It's a peanut butter and jelly eclair, which is interesting. Very goopy on the inside. Wasn't sure what I was expecting. Still not 100% sure on the taste, but I definitely needed milk when I was done, and there wasn't any. Also, boss at taking pictures on drop roller coasters. Definitely. That's me. Also helped that no one was sitting right here too. But it's good. It's good to be active on this because you never know what you're going to run into. You never know what you're going to see, and people love seeing that. And I've actually gotten a connection through Instagram because of the pictures I was posting. All right, let's go back to you. Let's go to your playlists. See how that's working. All right, you got a few playlists. You got a lot of playlists, which is really great, and I love seeing that. So keep that up. Now let's go to your videos. Oh yeah, I blogged a bit of a trip. I even blogged when we were walking on Pixar Pier, which is now open to the public. Woo! It's actually really cool. So you try to make all your thumbnails different, which is great. But again, remember when I said about clutter and direction thumbnails? Believe it or not, when you put I was listening, when you put text up in the upper left hand corner or like a logo or anything, the mind and the eye stop right there. They won't go any further. They're not going to read it across. They're not going to take in the thumbnail. It's not going to really catch their eye because they read Crash Bandicoot 2 and done. They're not going to look any further. And that's not necessarily a good thing because that means you're not driving the right attention. You got everything going on the left-hand side, but all on the wrong places. You got a lot of logos placed in the wrong place. You got your own channel logo. You got the Crash 2 logo. Then you got what's her face? I can't remember her name, but the female coot. We're going to call her that. Female Crash lady, Crash Bandit chick. I'm not sure what to call her. Forgot her name. Sue me. But there's a lot to be could be worked on. Also, your titles could use a lot of love. Coco, thank you. Crash Bandit chick, I like that one better. But your titles could use a lot of love because they are legitimately the same title over and over again. They're so long, we can't read the title in full. And the worst part is, they're repeating. So before the title cuts off, I see Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back Part 23. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back Part 22. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back Part 21. Now you see how the repetitive nature of the title is not as great as you want it to be. So I'm going to pop on over to my own channel and show you what you can do to make each new episode fun. So on my own channel, I'm playing a very risky game called Lust for Darkness. Don't play it. Don't play it. And I'm saying that because this is me rolling dice, all right? Don't play it. I'm playing Lust for Darkness, but every single thumbnail is different. They look 100% different. And what I did here was actually implement the idea of what I learned in VidCon, and it kind of works. Though no one watches my gaming content, so. But as I continued, each one for title, this is what I was talking about. It has a different title. I throw in the name of the game, Lust for Darkness, but then I also throw in something fun that might catch a person's eye, like H.R. Geiger's Dream Vacation Destination. Should I touch it? Definitely not for kids. And my thumbnails are getting a bit dead indeed. Need more ideas and opportunities creating them. Yeah, it was pretty gutsy, and I can tell you this much: demonetize, green. But there's nothing on there that I can get in trouble for, as I did censor everything. And there's going to be a fun video coming out that's going to be about this game. It's going to be a short, but it's going to be great. It's going to be cool. Cuz this is one of those games, unless you're a really creative editor, I highly recommend you don't touch. Because there's a lot of things in there that you're going to need to learn how to edit over and learn what motion tracking is. Maybe it could be for the word lust, but lust is in this title too. Also, I need to work on their descriptions. The descriptions on these were rushed because I had to get them out. But yeah. But see how like a thumbnail like this isn't a successful thumbnail. And I say that it's not a successful thumbnail because, yeah, it's me, but from a distance, it actually does look like Harrison Ford. And I purposely designed it to look like Harrison Ford, but the problem is I'm so teeny in there, you can barely tell what I'm there for. So what a successful thumbnail might be for this one is if I take this caricature of me as Harrison Ford and make it bigger and have the eyes, which are dominantly looking left, look left, and the character's bigger, it'll make you look over here and see the title, Lust for Darkness. So, what pop-up? This? Or this? This? Is that what you're talking about? Or is this? Oh, that. It's a like to dislike ratio. That's an extra feature on vidIQ, which is actually interesting. Yeah, it's not this. It's when I load up over 100% there. So it's got 100% good return. But when we talk about something like this, we're gonna click on it, okay?
And welcome back to some more Crash Bandicoot.
First thing I notice immediately, you're gonna have to work on the audio. Your audio is unbalanced. Your music is louder than you are, or it's almost as loud as you are.
Cortez Strikes Back. Now, before we start, I want to tell you that Smith's Micro's program, Anime Studios, has decided to lock me out. And why is that? Well, you see, there's a rule about it. You can only have it active on 3 computers. But here's the thing. I did download it onto my laptop and my desktop, but I only had it active on my desktop. But for some reason, it thinks I'm trying to activate it on a 4th computer.
I think I know why. It might have been because you maybe, like, let's say you had to reboot a computer. I had this fight with Adobe once, where my activation code wasn't working, and it was because I had it on an old computer, and they're like, well, you can only have one code, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's great and all, but I had to reboot a computer, so I need my code. Thank you. And yeah.
Now, why it does this, I don't know. I mean, I do have a theory. Perhaps because of Windows updates.
A game theory.
Tricks the program into thinking
I like the animation of the character Coco. It's very cute.
it's installed on a 4th computer, and that's what.
But your issue right now that you're running into is you're explaining a lot of stuff going on in your life that has nothing to do with the game. And I appreciate the open honesty of everything going on, and it's really cool to learn about you, but the issue that I'm getting out of this right now is I don't know what's going on in a game. You're playing a game and you're talking about life issues, and that's not necessarily entirely a bad thing, but you shouldn't start off with that. Start talking randomly in the middle of the game, and it'll be probably something to fill in dead space or some information. Good example, if you were to watch Game Grumps, when they first start the game, they're talking about it, they're playing it, they're enjoying it, but then they go off on little tangents where they start talking about other things, usually involving their lower posterior. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch and listen to, because they generally eventually get to talking about other stuff, but they mainly focus on the game at first because they want that drive, they want that attention on the game itself, because that's what the video is about.
Caused me to get locked out.
Because we're already 53 seconds in and there's nothing started yet.
So until I can, 10 seconds is all it takes, and it will reset it. But here's the thing, it will reset it back to the default settings. So the microphone and the audio would be both at the same level, so I would have to do a little adjusting. And it looks like there's a little bit of interference, which means I have to change the resolution, well, you know, the format from, I don't know, 7, and maybe I can get enough boxes to get the gem here. These guys, you gotta slide into them. I don't know if you can bounce on their head. Probably not. Oh, okay. Now this is all about timing, so I'm just gonna start running. And these guys, they got 2 stages. One with the head, the tentacles are flat, like, well, you can see what happens if you don't time it right. With those, let's call them octopuses. We got a lot of power freaks there. So far I haven't lost a life yet, but knowing this level, I'm pretty sure it won't be that long until I do lose a life. There are some guys with shields later in the stage. See? Now you can see. When they're like that, you gotta slide into them. Wait for it. made it. Okay. I'm just timing it just right. Give me those power fruits. Haha. Now that was beautiful timing. And I gotta watch out for these exploding crates.
So here's the thing. You're giving us more of a play-by-play on how to play the game, less let's play, more walkthrough. That's what it feels like. On top of that, the excitement that I might be there, Demkeys. I might be. I'm a little exhausted from the plane trip, so I'm still trying to like get my bearings back. 'Cause right now, if it were where I was, it's like 5 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, let's stand still. More gameplay. I believe that's actually a very good observation there, Psychonumpty. I believe there's a couple other things that could be worked on. The amount of space in between conversation, the amount of the amount of. I guess, as I said, this felt more like a walkthrough, less than a let's play. I was kind of expecting a let's play out of this, to be honest. Oh, I know it's been like me and her. We got back and we flew in from California. It was 10 at night in California. We got back here at 6 a.m. Sounds like a long trip. It was only like 4.5 hours, but you try sleeping on a plane. Let's see what else. It definitely could use more cuts. It's very straight through.
And provided
Yeah, it's very.
Provided I don't screw it up. Now that I needed to sacrifice him. I don't know how I saved myself, but I don't care. I really don't care how I saved myself there.
See how you got an empty space right here?
The ending of this is really difficult. Here it is. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Really? Really? Apparently they wanted me to smash those crates. There you see right there? The nitro crates. You could see the guys with the shields up there. And I just died. Hooray.
Her shoes and book goes up. Yeah, that's the thing.
Hey.
I don't think people would have I don't think people would have the patience for a whole walkthrough. You're right. When people are looking at walkthroughs, they're looking for more towards like immediate questions, like where is this thing, and you show them that thing. That's how come I got a buddy named Super Milkbox. He's very on point with what he does. He's like shows you the secrets of where something might be hidden, or shows you where how to get a certain achievement or trophy or what have you. He's more direct on his information. But let's talk more like your description. You need one. There is no description here telling us exactly what's going on in this video. You don't have to be like precise by play, but you need at least to give us a summary of what you're talking about. Because you even talked about his whole thing about this Anime Studios thing locking you out. That's a very important thing to talk about, and that was obviously a dominant thing for the first 4 minutes of this video. So you should probably mention something about that in the description, don't you think? As far as tags go, family friendly, animation, anime, walkthrough, playthrough are all bad tags. And I say that because they're just not going to give you the response you want. First off, this thing has nothing to do with animation or anime. Family friendly, don't even matter if you put that in your tags, it's still not going to help it out for being family friendly, so that's something you got to know. Those have nothing to do with this video, so you have absolutely got to be more specific on exactly what the video is about. You're playing Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, and I only see one mentioning of that, but you didn't say locked me out of Anime Studios again. You said ocked me out of Anime Studios again, and you should say Anime Studios locked me out. That makes more sense. Anime studios ban me. Anime studios ban. Let's see. Playing a walkthrough of Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. That's where those tags would be more dominant. You got your little videos here, but I feel like you had 4 in the other section. Now 5 in the other section. Now you only have 4 here, and that's because your DeviantArt is missing, so you don't have that there. So all this actually really definitely needs to be filled out a lot more. You need. I'm not doing harsh. Could improve on his commentary interaction with the viewers, asking him what they think about the video as a kid and so on. Actually, he should be talking about how he felt about the game when he was playing it as a kid. That might also be another benefit as well, so the audience itself could get more connected to the actual creator. So that's a very important thing to be maybe going over. Now, I would definitely rethink the stuff you do on here and work on a lot of your metadata, work on your thumbnails, big time, work on your commentary. I usually recommend for practicing, just start commentating on your life. It sounds weird, but it works. Just anything. You're writing down something on a piece of paper. You're making food in the morning or at night or whenever you make food. Just commentate on your process of doing it. And if you drop an egg and go, oh, well, I guess I'm an idiot. Something like that. Just something to keep your... Never played the game as a kid. I don't know. I feel a certain way where you playing Crash Bandicoot without having played Crash Bandicoot. That makes me feel a certain way. I don't know. On top of that, the other thing is you want to stay on top of trends, especially on YouTube. I want you to stay on top of trends, and the reason I say that is because YouTube is a generally trendy thing. And you can do that by going to Google Trends. Right now, Crash Bandicoot 2 has fallen off of trending. I can definitely guarantee at this point in time, because Crash Bandicoot 2 is old hat. You would definitely want to go back and maybe see what might be trending, and that might actually be something you'd want to play. It might be more beneficial to you. This is part 23. While the game has different levels, gameplay in each level, you really want to be careful when the gameplay. Absolutely. When you say part 23, you're not being very specific. What level are you on? What part of the level are you on? Are you example? We'll use the Sonic example. Are you Green Hill Zone? Are you Green Hill Zone 1-1? Or are you Green Hill Zone 1-2? You wouldn't just say Sonic playthrough episode 24, because I wouldn't know what level you're on. Maybe I want to know something about the factory zone. That's a very good point. So I would work on this a bit, and when you start putting in the better effort on this, you might actually be getting a better response. And those are my recommendations for you, my dude. I mean, you got the start of a nice channel. You obviously care, which is why you're here, and I want you to care a little more, and it will help you. All right, my dude?
What is up, ladies and gentlemen?
So keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And I think that should conclude the channel reviews for tonight. As I said, I have had a very exciting is the word, flight for a while, and I can't seem to get good amount of sleep. So, yeah, but that informational video on algorithmic views, that's going to be going up on my channel very soon. Again, not sure if it's tonight or tomorrow, but it is going to be highly beneficial for you guys. So check that out when it comes out. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you very much for following along. You've all been great and fantastic. And as usual, as always, my friends, stay frosty and game on.